Don't buy the lies. The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. The beer is a lie. Don't buy the lies. They sell you the lies, but you bought them. This is the part where I go way too fast at the wall for all you NASCAR fans. Let's see if John can not get canceled when he says this shit. Here we go. Here we go. Let's start. 1. COVID was a scam. A scam. The US and NATO provoked Russia into attacking Ukraine. Israel is committing genocide in Gaza and has been for 70 goddamn years. 4th lie, communism in Russia. 5th lie, communism in China. 6th lie, communism in the US. When? Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles doing the Alpha Channel update for Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. And this has been exciting. This is the 22nd video I've done. And things are changing in my life. Not really, but the way I'm changing. The way I approach things, the way I think about things, the way I address things is changing. I think for the better. It remains to be seen. In some ways, this is a house fire that we're all watching together. And we're just gonna see where it goes. Who started it? I don't know. Who used to live there? I don't know. Why is it burning? No one knows, but sooner or later the roof's gonna cave in and something new will grow in its place. I'm really excited about what I'm working on. Again, I've shown you guys this one before. This is the character Jamie for the comic book. This I did last night to make up for the one that didn't work out the other day. So this is done in blue pencil. This is almost to scale. Freehand. I looked at it and I drew it. And tonight I'll ink it. I'll try another inking pass and see if I can't figure out how to do the reflections on the matte metal versus the shiny metal, how to make the dark metal look different from the silver metal. I also spent some time penciling Jamie on his skateboard a little bit more. And this shot had originally been very effeminate. It still is a little bit, but not so much. And you know, the other thing, so this weekend I'm really looking forward to hand painting this hand grenade. I was also thinking a really cool thing to do might be to make some kind of kaleidoscope where you can like turn it and see things on the inside. That might be a good project to do. And I'm also really excited this weekend. I already have this on a big piece of 11 by 17, but I am really excited about working this out. So this one has a background laid out. This is a real park. I don't know the name of it. Angel Cisneros Skate Park, I think. Angel Cisneros Memorial Skate Park. And I'm going to transfer all of these to a big 11 by 17 board. And the other night I did this too. So I'm excited about getting all of these put together. So this shot is going to get this effect. Here's some of the studies for the trees I did, which really worked out. They helped. They helped a lot. Here's a big one. And this is all the front page. Here's a study I did for the hockey mask. I think I might use a skull mask instead of a traditional hockey mask. I'm not sure yet. I really like the idea of a skull mask, like a Halloween store skull mask. Here's the shot where the pine cone gets thrown up high and then comes down into the tree. This is the into the tree shot right here. This one that I just did the other night. And then this is going to be the effect of all this stuff falling out of the tree. And that's going to be one solid page. And the reason I'm showing all of these again, I have my notes back here, is because I want to focus on one of the things that is important to focus on when building a brand. So a brand is different than, yesterday I talked about being a mile wide and an inch deep, which is some brands are, in that they're very generic and they have a little bit of everything. Talking about a brand is very different than talking about an artist, whereas an artist can be an inch wide and a mile deep if you're the best penciler in the business, and then you can work at any of these brands to help deepen their generic profile, right? So when you build a brand, as an artist, you have to focus on do one thing and do it well. But a brand, the one thing a brand has to do and do it well is convey a consistent message. I was listening to this guy, Chris, I don't know, from the future, without an E. I don't know his last name. He's an Asian guy, very, very good on marketing. He's brilliant on marketing. He gives you just enough advice not to give the game away, which is fascinating. Like when he talks to clients, he talks about a 3-year plan, not a 5-year plan, not a 6-month plan. A 6-month plan, they're going to expect results. A 5-year plan, that's too far away to expect results. A 3-year plan is just far enough away that they might get there on their own and they might forget what your campaign was about. And you might have done 3 more campaigns and you might have tripled their business in 3 years. So 3 years is just the right distance. I love this guy. He's brilliant. I love his advice. I love the way he goes about things. One of the things he said was, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So for me, the way I'm doing this is haphazard, or at least it comes across that way. But that's not the truth. What you're seeing is growth. What you're seeing is the first early stages of this channel. It's going to get better as long as it's justified. So the unpainted hand grenade is MIA, but these guys seem stable for the moment. I was talking about doing one thing and doing it well when everything fell apart twice. And the reason I'm going to keep that in there is because I want to show this channel growing. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop no matter what happens. This is a dumpster fire. This is NASCAR of a channel and letting some redneck behind the wheel of a car that can go 200 miles an hour. That's what this is. I'm going to go as fast as I can and just watch me make these turns one after another. I'm not mad at anyone. A clean conscience is the most expensive thing in the world, and believe me, I have paid for mine. I really have. I really, really have. Said the wolf to the sheep. So now we are into the fun part of the show. Oh, and before we get any further today, I have to do this every day. Legacy of a Mad Scientist and the Legend of Ashley Fox. And that's not really what these say. These say, oh yeah, it does. This one says Legacy of a Mad Scientist, way down by the bottom. And then on the back, it tells you what it's about. I can read it for you guys. Trials of Ash is a futuristic kung fu gunslinger series about Ashley Fox, the daughter of an intellectual demigod who created his daughter as the ultimate bodyguard for her younger brother, knowing they would quite possibly be hunted. Unfortunately, Dr. Fox finds himself in hot water sooner than he'd anticipated. In Volume 1, Legacy of a Mad Scientist, Ashley and Jeff find themselves alone and on the run. To protect herself and her younger brother, Ashley turns the tables on the corrupt government agencies by running toward them instead of away. In Volume 2, The Legend of Ashley Fox, she fights off prison guards, teenage gangs, and a cabal of cannibalistic serial killers. What more could you ask for? Zombies? Maybe in Volume 3. Who knows? Maybe. This makes me so proud. No one can say I'm a failure or unsuccessful. I happened to publish these at a time when the market was full of new stuff coming out with the Kindle and the Nook. But I took my time writing them, and I mastered the art of making every scene unique and sort of life-changing for the characters. Not sort of, exactly life-changing for the characters. And that's what you have to do. So, and that's why I'm going to focus on these one-page bits. Now, them just throwing rocks at each other isn't necessarily life-changing, and no one else enters the scene. But jokes are churned. So this is the next thing I want to talk about. The difference between an artist and a brand. A brand has to produce more than just one thing, more than just one kind of thing. A brand that just sells comic books. I mean, I guess Boom Comics probably just sells comic books. But I'm guessing that they also have some merch. They have some t-shirts, some hats. They have to have something with their logo on it that expresses what that brand is about. Your brand message in the marketplace, everything is a brand. And pretty soon all these brands are going to have their own crypto coins. The Catholic Church is going to have a crypto coin. And that's going to be how you make donations. And you won't really be able to sell it. You'll just be able to give to them, is my guess. But Nike's going to have their own crypto coin. Marvel Comics is certainly going to have a crypto coin. Except Batman and Spider-Man, or Batman and Superman DC, are about to come out of copyright. So how do you deal with that when you're a brand? You know, a brand like my brand, where I own all my characters, they'll stay in copyright as long as I'm alive, as long as the company's privately owned. So a privately owned copyright, it does become public domain, so I guess I'm talking myself into looking like an asshole. But that's still a couple lifetimes. And that's not, I just want to do this for a little while. And I'll be happy if I can do this for, a couple catalogs. So here's my goal. Let me explain my goal about all of this. If you produce more than 1 or 2 comics, you can eventually start to do catalogs. We will have enough stuff, like with I guess it's really all about how many hours in a day. And if I'm doing these videos, how much time am I going to have to hand paint hand grenades and draw comic book pages and do prayer blocks and do, whatever else we have to do, t-shirts. And that's the weird thing though, is like once you finish a story, you just move on to the next one. That's how I got these 2 novels done. Like if I thought that, oh, well, how am I ever going to get it? I have a catalog. I have 2 novels, not just 1, but 2. Like that was the big thing. I knew that doing just 1 wasn't enough. And now I know that having 2 novels and a comic book and some merch is going to be that much more better for the brand. And the brand, this is the part I wanted to get to. So my goal is to produce a non-toxic brand by producing toxic masculine, the most offensive comics and merchandise available, and make it just be fun. South Park did this. South Park is a non-toxic brand by producing the most offensive stuff available and being funny about it. And that's what I'm gonna do with my characters. And so even though I'm showing you the art, I'm not showing you the words. And the words are gonna be where all the action's at. So I can spoil my entire comic, but if you haven't read it, you have no idea what's going on. That's my goal. And I'm gonna do 1-page churn of single pages, singletons or Hemingways, I don't know what they're gonna be called yet, but just 6-panel comics, sort of like a haiku of comics. Not a meme, because a meme is just 1 panel. Oh, like the 1911, right? If I put Modern Savages, 1911 plus 1488 equals no quarter across the bottom in like fancy 80s Gothic. That's a poster. That could be a folder. That's enough. That's enough with a hand-painted hand grenade and some other stuff. So that's my goal. And I'm gonna see how long this is right now. Look at all these notes, you guys. This is all the shit I wanted to talk today. And I've already had the boards fall twice. This is so Hemingway, scratch the surface, the iceberg and all that. Oh my God. So I'm going to continue, just even though. My goal with Alpha Channel is to build a volunteer organization. There's a guy, Sadhguru, I think that's his name, who has a volunteer organization, and they plant trees and stuff, and that's what I want to do. I want to tear down trees and plant comics. So, sort of the ultimate destroyer volunteer organization. To take healthy trees and turn them into comic books about bullshit. Oh, fuck. Make comics, not war. Sorry, I know I'm the only person who thinks this is funny. And you know what? I was going to start this off today on a much more somber note, because last night I was having a conversation with my brother, my closest brother in age and in he's basically the only one who still talks to me. And we were talking about all this stuff, and he said something from a naive and so look, here's the thing about being an inch wide and a mile deep. It allows you to do really amazing things. If you can go weeks or months without looking at the news, that's kind of awesome. The whole world will change around you, and it doesn't really, Rome can burn down around you, and you don't even have to talk about whose fault it is. So my brother's kind of like that. I don't want to say too much about who he is, just for other people watching this, but we had a conversation where I lost my shit. And he wasn't necessarily laughing, he was really kind of asleep, but I accused him of being drunk. And I said he got all his information about all his news from the world, about all his news about the world from a bar. And that's the most cruel, heartbreaking thing you can say to someone, and I'm super sorry that I said it. And a clean conscience is the most expensive thing in the world, and the only way you can do that is by coming out about your flaws and your faults and the terrible things you do and that you have done. And I once had some friends make Ashley t-shirts for me, and I didn't give them away to the people closest to me, and that was a terrible, terrible, rude thing to do. And a gentleman is never rude unintentionally, so in that case, I was no gentleman. A gentleman can be rude intentionally, which is what this channel is about, which is what my brand is about. Alpha Channel is intentionally rude. That's what we are, slash and strike through. But we will make you laugh. If you ever think we're being mean, call me out. If you ever think that I'm a mean person, feel free to say, this guy's mean, don't listen to him. But I'm not a mean person. I definitely believe in helping little people up. And when it comes to kicking the big guy in the shins, if the big guy is hiding in the body of an effeminate little scrawny guy and he's causing all the problems in the world, don't kick him in the shins. Kick him in the teeth and the nose. To the pain in that case. Cut off everything except his ears. His ears he will keep to hear the shrieks of every beautiful woman upon the sight of his gnarled form. And God has already done that to them. I don't have to do that to them. They lost the pretty race. So don't go around punching down. That is a good message. So, and here's the part I wanted to get to. So find my space. I'm going to find my space with memes and one-page comics. Really, one-page comics are where I want to shine. Not just posters. Banksy and those guys, I don't have posters in me. But I could do one-pagers. I can make it... I can demand 6 good panels out of myself and push myself and do 1 good page. I could do that for a while until I learn how to do 3 good pages and then 6 good pages. I know how to do a novel, and I learned how to do a novel by 1 scene at a time. So that's the same element I can bring to this. And this is everything I've studied all my life. Fiction, TV, every novel I've read. I read voraciously. I'm halfway through The Robe for like the 5th time right now. I read Caesar's commentaries, where I listen to it all the time. I'm on book 24 of the Warhammer Horus series. So, and granted, a lot of it's audiobooks these days because I'm using saving what little eyesight I have left to draw. But I devour fiction at a voracious rate. I read Shogun a long, long, long time ago, and I started listening to that again while the new series is out, but I'm taking a break because it's a little dark, and my life is a little dark, so I need to find as much light in it as I can. I work nights. I'm a fucking vampire. What do you want? So 6 panels. My goal is to be excited about tomorrow. If I can do that. So I got through 3 pages of my shit that I wanted to talk about. And I still have all of these. I've been throwing these away every day when I get done. And I've just been doing scattershot and not really being focused. I need to be more focused with these little speeches. I don't know that I have a hook for today. Except that I was really, really, really angered to learn that someone that I felt was smart and aware of what is going on is taking face value news as gospel about the things that are going on in the world. And so here's my hook for today. Let me find this, because this will get me in trouble. This is the part where I go way too fast at the wall for all you NASCAR fans. Let's see if John can not get canceled when he says this shit. Here we go. Let's start. 1. COVID was a scam. A scam. Donald Rumsfeld did a scam with bird flu. Back in the early 2000s, every administration pulls these scams, and he had bought into Roche Pharmaceutical, who had the Tamiflu shots that all the assholes went and lined up for at Walgreens. All you out-of-shape motherfuckers who can't be bothered to go to the goddamn gym and go get flu shots every time these Kabbalistic doctors, these witch doctors pimp this shit out on you. They don't fucking care about you. Stop going. So that's the first one. And I have some other ones here too. And these are important. And this is really important. This is a bit of a lecture. Don't buy the lies. The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. The beer is a lie. Don't buy the lies. They sell you the lies, but you bought them. And you know, there's a really famous marketer who just released a book today who made his money selling alcohol to people. And I could, if I wanted to, look down my nose at this person, but I don't have to because I know I could beat him in a fight. And that's all I got to say. So let's start with the other lies. Because everything else I like about this guy, he's working overtime to keep his conscience clean. He understands that a clear conscience is expensive. So let's go to the next lie. COVID is a scam. The US and NATO provoked Russia into attacking Ukraine. Israel is committing genocide in Gaza and has been for 70 goddamn years. Fourth lie, communism in Russia. Fifth lie, communism in China. Sixth lie, communism in the new US. Communism in the US, when? So these are my hooks. This is the part that's going to get me canceled. This is the part where I name you. Same people responsible. America is the number 3rd communist country, going to be communist empire. We're going to fall to communism, I have no doubt. Or our federal government will cease to exist. It will either become a communist conglomeration of states, or this country will balkanize. Some people think it'll take 3 months. Cliff High thinks it's going to take 30 days. Some people think it's going to take 2 or 3 years. It all depends on whether or not the nukes start flying in the Middle East now that assassination is on the table again. Assassination is a regular thing again. So every day could be my last day. Every day is a holiday and every meal is a feast. Live every day as if it's your last. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. The truth is the most dangerous weapon in the arsenal that you have. People are killed for disrespect, and I am so filled with disrespect for these people. Mossad is a fat, retarded faggot. Glass is real. I don't care. I don't care what happens over there. I don't care. Ireland is my home country. No one wants to nuke Slave-na-mon. No one wants to nuke Belfast. No one wants to set fire to Dublin. Why? Because the Irish don't go around tyrannizing people. We don't go around destroying people's religions and forcing them to take a new one. We don't export religion. We were the victim of that. We held off the English Empire with 200 men and 40 rifles. You can't conquer me. I'm already winning. I want to see this. Do it. Do it. Full send. You won't. You won't. I know you won't. Or you could, look, nuke San Francisco and leave Los Angeles. You won't. I dare you. You fucking won't. So, yeah, there's the hook. Let's do a Wildwood Tarot card. I hate going out on a negative thing. And I want to talk about this this book. I really love this book, Gamification. I have an audiobook reader that I listen to Moonman read this book. I listened to Moonman read H.A. Covington's The Brigade. What a great book this is. I have all 4. A Mighty Fortress is our God. A Distant Thunder. Call of Ravens. Whoa! It's a great man. Great man. I would love to someday get the license to be able to sell his books. I would love to someday get the license to animate his books. Here's the big conflict of my life. Cartoons or comics? I came out to LA, and cartoons are easy now. Cartoons are much easier now than they ever have been. I came out to Los Angeles because of that conflict. Well, for a lot of reasons. To surf mostly. To get out of the winters but also because I'm more afraid of being nothing than I am of being dead. And if you want to conquer something, you have to go there to live. And I want to conquer Los Angeles, and I've come here to live. I'm not leaving until I beat this place or until it kills me. And I'm going to do it with one-page comic books that can be turned into animated shorts. So that's going to be my solution for the gap between comics and cartoons. I was watching Shelby Robertson, American Discord channel. He's been drawing a comic for animation, and he's got no cross-hatching. He's had to do it with no cross-hatching because of the way animation works. And that's been my big struggle. That's why I haven't killed myself to learn cross-hatching. Because comic book artists are working for 75 cents an hour, and Marvel and DC are putting out anti-white propaganda. Why do I want to go into that business? I'd rather be able to look at what I'm going to have. I have 2 video games that in concept are easy to execute, and I modeled Mount Saint Michel. That took months. I still need to spend months texturing it. Let's look at what this one is. I'm doing this with glasses, so here I am putting on glasses, and it's still hard to read because I can't see it in the light. This is called the Pole Star. Oh, that's awesome. The Pole Star will guide you through a dark forest at night. Isn't that beautiful? I'm shaking. Why are you shaking? But that's just beautiful. I love this tarot deck. It's so amazing. We are going to go out on a good note tonight because I have a really good thing to explain to you guys. This is part of what I'm so excited about, why I'm excited every day. One of our marketing strategies, this looks exactly like the first card of a game series that I came up with a couple years ago that my illustration skills were not up to par to make happen. And it's essentially it is exactly a 6x9 postcard that'll have an image on it. And the first one is going to be an elf walking out of a forest, just like this, with a bunch of weapons and a torch. And he walks, and it's already drawn in my really bad way of drawing. I need to redraw it. I can post it if you guys like. It used to be on alphachannel.games, but I'll probably move it over to ashleyfox.ninja. So it's a postcard of an elf walking out of the forest, and he's walking into a situation where a vampire and a werewolf have trapped a girl. And you have to figure out the solution to the problem. You have to pick a character and figure out the solution to the problem. It's essentially a Dungeons and Dragons one-shot. It's a mini encounter, a mini campaign, like the smallest version of that. It's a smaller version than a 6-panel comic. A 6-panel comic is a bigger thing. This is like a poster game. But I was doing it as a postcard, not a poster, and you could flip it over and read the rules and what weapons each character has, and then figure out how to play. And you would play by flipping coins, not doing dice. Jesus, I love you. Stop doing this to me. I know you're mad because I'm going after the chosen people, but it has to be done. I'm doing your work. So, I think we're going to leave it there for today. Before the ceiling falls, before a drone attack blows up my apartment. You know, you never know what's coming. I've also got this book down here, Shot by Shot. I did spend a lot of time working on storyboards and stuff. And this is probably one of the best filmmaking books that is out. And there's just a ton of stuff in here. The problem with doing this for me, and I think for a lot of people, oh look, here's my old T256 business card. I think I showed this art a couple times. It's got an old bad phone number and an old bad email address. What being stuck in a film mind, if you bring that to comics, a lot of times the camera can be too trapped in regular shot size or style. It's much better. And in comics, you can, and now more than ever, you can be really free with the camera. Drones can do almost anything. You can get pretty much any shot you want with a drone or with any camera. But thinking that way, it's thinking about it that's the hard thing to get. So yeah, I have this really good handout about follow through in an image. I'll find that sooner or later and show it. But yeah, how do I win? I'm excited about waking up every day. No one can take that away from me. So I never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Every day is an adventure. Every day is a holiday and every meal is a feast. And everyone might be my last for talking smack about the emperor, about the king, about the people running the show, not doing a very good job, about being critical. And I'm doing it with love. I'm not naming anyone individually, although I could name some California state representatives who certainly don't have my best interests at heart. But whatever, to each their own. Everyone's looking for their own stick. Everyone's looking for their own levers of power. And this is mine. This is mine. This is the most dangerous toy and weapon, and the peace of mind, the state of mind that I get in. I had to go skate to the car this morning because I forgot something in it, and I was barely awake. You know, I just threw on pants and no socks, just some shoes. And wow, it's hard to skate when you've been asleep for 8 hours and the sun's in your fucking eyes. The peace of mind this gives me. I don't know that I'll ever put grip tape on this board. Maybe I will if I can ever find a second one. But it doesn't matter because the board I ride right now, I love so much. I have a Barbie that I'm riding right now, a Zero Barbie, an 875 with tensor trucks on it. No, it's an 8.5. They didn't make 875s. It's an 8.5 with tensor trucks and dragon wheels. The smoothest. I've trucked probably 6 or 8 boards by now, which is not that many. I haven't been skating that long. A real skater can tell you how long I've been skating with that statement. And this is the smoothest one I've... It's also the first set of trucks I ever had were tensors. So maybe that's why. You know, I learned on a set of tensors. But these are Maglites, so they're super light and just buttery smooth. They say if you have to get independent titaniums, you know, maybe you're a baby. You know, so I want to try the Indie Stage 4s. Anyhow, look, I love you guys. Again, please listen to my audiobooks here on YouTube. The Legacy of a Mad Scientist and the Legend of Ashley Fox. You won't be sorry. If you're tuning into these, you certainly can't hurt. So, all right, love you guys. Talk to you later.